We know the truth. Trump, let's get into it.
Promise they were going to be releasing all of the documents during the month of December.
Yep.
This came after they received an infinite amount of...
We got one partial drop right now, and they got to drop everything in hors d'oeuvres. Dumbass.
Backlash when they previously tried to brush it all off as things only stupid people cared about. The government finally seems to have succumbed to the pressure as they claim to have released 30,000 pages they had on the Epstein investigation. The moment the American people have been waiting for had finally arrived. At least they thought, as just like every other promise they made when it comes to Epstein, it was just another letdown. While there wasn't a smoking gun found in these Epstein files, it did reveal something very important. The true intentions behind the government now agreeing to release the Epstein files to begin with. By the end of this video...
Because they're redacted, that's them Epstein files. Who was on that island? We still don't really know. They're giving us people like Chris Tucker, Michael Jackson... they trying to like stir up controversy. I heard it was a bunch of pictures of Paris Hilton, all this, Kim Kardashian, all them. But guess what? They was talking about releasing the ones with Paris Hilton and all that. And Paris Hilton was like, if you get to exposing me, I'm exposing. We all going down. Yeah. So play if you want to. Paris ain't playing. You feel me? Because they all came up in that industry together. Like. It's crazy too because I was just watching the Game interview, and the Game was talking about how he was in there was the first like big social media stars, like the big media stars in LA in early 2000. Paris Hilton, Kim, the Game, yay, that was the first like, so you know they was at all them parties, like the Diddy parties, the Hollywood parties, and all this. But my thing is, here's my thing, right? I know Will Smith on that bitch somewhere. I know he is. We need more documents, bro. Like, all them files they let out, half of it is like, first of all, it takes you hella long to download all that shit. I haven't downloaded all that shit, bro. I tried to partially download it and my phone glitched. So I sent it to my laptop, but I got a synopsis of the pictures that I mainly wanted. But it's mostly filled with text messages, letters. Like, they trying to be sneaky, bro. No bad.
Realized the biggest revelation of the files is why they chose to release them in the first place.
Because
hey guys, I hope all is well.
It's a Hegel and dialect thing.
The truth is, where I drop new videos.
They know this is where the truth is now. They know everybody's shifting towards the truth.
Weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the biggest revelations from the new Epstein files.
Yo,
but before
YouTube,
we begin, make sure to subscribe to my second channel, Truth Network. I just released 2 new videos on there you won't want to miss. Make sure to check them out ASAP. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it.
I'm about to sub it up.
Earlier this year, the Trump administration shocked the world when out of nowhere, they revealed they were no longer going to be releasing the Epstein files. They told the American people they had completed their investigation into Epstein's organization and found nothing. They promised that their investigation didn't uncover any known accomplices who committed any crimes with Epstein, ensuring Epstein and Maxwell were the only 2 who committed any crimes. Even though they had previously accused Epstein of running a trafficking organization where he provided young girls to his rich and powerful friends. So the fact that the FBI was basically claiming they found no others besides Epstein who committed crimes just didn't make sense to anyone. When the American people refused to believe this obvious cover-up lie, Trump himself started telling the American people that the Epstein files were boring and that only stupid people cared about them. He insisted his supporters drop the issue and trust him.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
Look, he laughed like, whoo, Trump, you full of shit. You see how he laughed? He laughing like, hey, this nigga full of shit. Trump made sure he redacted and scrubbed all his name and pictures. He made sure none of his shit popped up. You know he did. What? I seen the pictures with Trump already. Every time I try to post a video about it, it gets took down. It gets took down.
Also, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
It's not like he has anything to hide after all.
Right?
It's not like he was close to Epstein like that, or like they routinely partied together and flew on each other's jets.
I heard Epstein had a big picture of Trump when you walk in the bed. Or something like that. That was super cool. Donald Trump was not a politics nigga. He was a get money businessman who fucked with niggas like Diddy. The fact that he fucked with Diddy and Epstein, and people be like, well, Nicki Minaj goes on stage and says, our beautiful, adoring president, Donald Trump. I heard she lost 10 million followers. Man, niggas is done with these bots, bro. Niggas are done with these bots. Like Nicki Minaj, you damn near wear white face cream. She damn near went up there with white face cream, bro. I'm not trying to hear none of this shit, bro. Looking
But
like
when
Jordan
most of the
Pauline.
American people refused to buy into their lies, the government eventually started changing its tune. One day to the next, they did a 180 and were now promising to release the Epstein files in their entirety. No more lies, no more games. They promised that in December, the American people will see it all. Just a few days back, that day finally came, and the government released some documents as promised. And just as I expected, it was once again a giant cover-up manipulation tactic. I will explain exactly what I mean by this in a second, but first, let's talk about what was in the Epstein files. On December 23, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice released a massive drop of approximately 30,000 pages from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation files. On these files, many photos were found of
Y'all know what
Epstein,
I'm on,
his
man.
friends, and his infamous island.
Y'all know I'm rolling up, man. You feel me? I just got off work. It's the day before Christmas, but we still grinding every day. You know, being a lone wolf hit around the holidays, but if you somebody that's a lone wolf and you ain't got your family around, you know what I'm saying, for the holidays, hey, bro, these holidays meant to drain our energy anyway. And it's not like when you go with your family, they all nice and loving. That's why you by yourself now. Because if they was nice and loving, you'd be with your family. So keep it a fucking bean. What Brother Penny said, you want to love and protect your family, and all they did was take a big giant shit in your mouth. I'm like, yo, Panic, what the? But then I had to think about it. I'm like, damn. I've been on my own for 5-6 years. Ain't nobody can get me, save me, none of those. Growing up, shit was rough. 14, having to break up fights with my aunties and all the they husbands just sit there and watch. I'm like, oh, that's why my dad don't go to the family reunions, gatherings. It's not his family. He like, that's your family, Chuck. Anyway, all right. Let me get personal mid-video, but Merry Christmas.
The photos of Epstein at his island clearly showed that he was open about his disturbing behavior, as there were countless photos of him with girls who were clearly victims. Like this photo where it seems that some girls were doing yoga topless in front of Epstein. Or these photos of victims that Epstein wrote all over their feet. This proved to me
But
that
I think it was probably like, yes, this is art. Yeah, this is art right here. Yo, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. A lot of these people, bro, they not under against their will, bro. Let me take that back. We're gonna come to this guy. When it comes to people that's like famous celebrities and stuff like that, people be willing to do these acts and belittle themselves just to get in position, bro. But it's like you're fueling an archonic low-level industry, bro. So you trying to get in with this shit, doing anything to get around, and next thing you know, now you the girl that's hiring other girls to get trafficked. It works like that. The girl want to hang around the rapper, now you a trafficker. Yeah. Now you the middleman for other women that you want to keep bringing the rapper or the person. Or it's different these days because we in social media, Me Too, TikTok. They can make a TikTok quick on you. Hey, I've been SA. It's over with. But back then, imagine how much shit was going on from the whole entertainment industry. Because these niggas are a part of the entertainment industry. Whether you think about it in politics, entertainment, rappers, gang members, it's all tied. Everything tied. Nigga, corporate world, it's all tied. Who was selling dope? It was niggas in the trenches selling dope to them folks that was working them good jobs. Anyway.
Many of those who were around Epstein were well aware of his behavior. While many documents remain heavily redacted, Epstein's connection to powerful figures were on full display. The new released documents had photos of several celebrities, big-name political figures, and many others having a great time with Epstein. We saw the obvious people like Bill Clinton, who was pictured with Epstein and Maxwell several times, including at a dinner with Mick Jagger. He was also
that was the top client right there.
Seen pictured in a hot tub with a redacted woman and in a swimming pool with Maxwell. In both photos, he's looking quite guilty. Another expected face, Prince Andrew, was also seen lying across the laps of 5 people with Maxwell standing behind them. We also saw plenty of photos of Trump, Epstein, and Maxwell together. The files also revealed that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet at least 8 times between 1993 and 1996, significantly more than previously reported. Records include a 1990...
If that's 8 times recorded, imagine how many times they got through not recorded. Off the record.
Flight where Trump and Epstein were the only passengers on the plane. Maxwell was also repeatedly present on at least 4 of these flights with Trump. Bill Gates was also seen in many photos. At least 2 of them depict Gates standing next to unidentified women whose faces have been blackened or blurred. We also saw the same celebrities we have heard mentioned many times before. People like Chris Tucker, Michael Jackson, and Woody Allen have all been seen pictured with Epstein in the new drop. While all of these people were previously linked to Epstein, this time, they released photos showing these celebrities together, providing more evidence that they were likely his accomplices as well. The only problem with all of this is that the alleged victims have all been blurred out completely.
Yeah.
Every single photo has people's faces and names redacted. They say it's to protect the victims, but aren't all these people seen in photos innocent, meaning none of these people would have been victims? I thought the FBI said there were no accomplices, meaning none of these politicians and celebrities committed any crimes. If they didn't commit any crimes as they say, then none of these people should be considered victims, right? So why are they redacting them? These guys can't even get their story straight. Something that the Epstein files they released just confirmed. While the government claimed there were no co-conspirators, that was proven untrue in the 30,000 pages. In the new drop, internal FBI emails from July 2019 were found that revealed agents were actively tracking 10 potential co-conspirators immediately following Jeffrey Epstein's arrest, which would go directly against their claims that there weren't any co-conspirators. While the Department of Justice redacted 7 of the 10 names, in a July 9, 2019 email, 3 individuals were explicitly named as co-conspirators. Those 3 were Maxwell, Jean Brunel, who was a French modeling scout, and Epstein's good friend Leslie Wexner, the billionaire behind Victoria's Secret, all who were obviously just as guilty as Jeffrey Epstein in my opinion. Yet the FBI claimed that
Nigga, my comment said, I said, bro, I don't know how people that look like me stay in cold areas and white dudes, oh yeah, because you know on Facebook they be trying to be fake racist and all that. But I only meet them with their temperature when they meet me. I don't really be caring. But they was like, yeah, move to the cold area, move away from the cold areas. Hey, like yeah, give it all to us. I'm like, yeah, bro, y'all can have them cold regions. You're from the Caucasus Mountains, of course you're gonna love that shit. They're gonna give me tropical sun, good sun, tropical land, water, beach, yeah. Animals, birds, feathers flock together. Good sun views. Take your ass to the Caucasus regions of the planet and on the realm. You ain't from here.
No co-conspirators. The FBI would want us to believe that those who hung around Epstein did not know what he was up to. The government pretended like they themselves weren't aware. But what's interesting is that in the recently released documents, a 1996 FBI report confirms that law enforcement was alerted to Epstein's behavior a decade before his first arrest in 2006, with the entire Maria Farmer complaint, where she accused Epstein of stealing photos of her young sister and then threatened to burn her house down if she spoke out.
There was a lot of anxiety coming into today for many of us survivors that have been involved in this process. But I have to say, it has been an emotional day in a way that I was not expecting. You know, my sister Maria Farmer reported Epstein and his crimes in 1996. We've been saying that over and over again. And part of what was released today was an official FBI form, and I think it was an FT71 dated September 3rd, 1996, with some of my sister's report. It was labeled under child pornography, and it described Epstein stealing
96. And I guarantee you he was getting them photos. Why was he getting them photos? Hey, look what I got. Look what I can get, man. Hey, look what I can get. Look what I got for you. Motherfucking random Saudi Arabia or random motherfucking Europe or random upper echelon elite. Oh, yeah, give me that. Because if people think this is just an American operation, you're a fucking clown. You're actually stupid. This shit is ran globally. So guess who else was on them islands? You think people from all over the earth wasn't coming there? It's a world stage. But it ain't the game we playing is a sick game. Because it's beings here that are not for the growth of humanity and the advancement of civilization. Why else would they be attacking the youth like this? Why else would they attack us in our youth? Because we went through it too as youth. Even though we older now, we still were attacked in our youth. And it's affecting us to this day. All of us. I don't care how old you is. So these conversations had to be relevant. So we could talk through this shit and make it make sense. Just like how I was being preached to when I was young, that it was certain weapons I had to watch out for. But not as many as there is that I should have been warned for. I should have been warned about way more weapons that I was warned a little bit, but not to the extent of how real it is.
Photos of myself at the age of 16, of my younger sister who was 12 at the time. And just to see it in writing and to know that they had this document this entire
time. Crazy.
And how many people were harmed after that date. It just, you know, we've been saying it over and over, but to see it in black and white that way has been very emotional. I'm with Maria today. I know she felt a tremendous amount of relief and redemption, but also sorrow in thinking about, you know, people like Virginia Roberts Giuffre who are not here to see this and be a part of really forcing the government to
That's a fact. A lot of them is gone too. A lot of them ain't even here no more. A lot of them victims.
Transparent finally about this case.
So Annie, I mean, I'm just so people know this is the document that you're talking about. It is the 1996 complaint that your sister made to the FBI about Epstein. She alleged that he stole nude and partially nude photographs of her underage sisters. And as we know, law enforcement failed to act on that complaint in 1996. She's followed up on this. She sued in response. You sued over what you experienced. Maria, in a statement, has said, "This is amazing. Thank you for believing me. I feel redeemed. This is one of the best days of my life." Of course, it's mixed with the fact that I'm devastated about all the other little girls like Virginia who were harmed because the FBI didn't do their job. I'm crying
Good
for
job,
two reasons.
FBI.
I want everyone to know that I'm shedding tears of joy for myself, but also tears.
They too
of sorrow
busy
for all the
watching
other
niggas.
victims.
They too busy trying to lock niggas up for selling dope that they bought in the community. Yo, this is a dumbass stage. People really take this. That's why I don't be taking folks serious that be like, oh yeah, y'all black folks and black people, and oh y'all, no, you niggas is, they with this shit. No cap. That's why all that shit be happening in their communities. But just, you can't even put it on them. Mexican communities, you got an Uncle Chester. Black communities, you got Auntie Chester. White communities, you got Chester shit going on. PDF shit going on. Across the board, because we in fucking Babylon. Shit, bro. This shit is strange. And they wonder why people are so animalistic, so quick to crash out, depressed, anxious. They got us in a low-ass state trying to live. Barely, you're not even living, you surviving. So when you talk to somebody about, hey, bro, they poisoning the food, they doing this, I don't want to hear they don't pay my bills. Because they're so low.
That the FBI failed. Looking at this document, I can feel, I'm sure, just a fraction of the emotion you feel, because you think of, like, if only they took this seriously,
right?
How many innocent girls would not have been harmed?
Around for 1,000 knew what Epstein was up to, but they protected him. In the files, there were also text messages like this one that showed how some of these girls were being offered around for $1,000. You can see in the text message that they were literally advertising the girl with a detailed description like she was a product. Sadly, a lot of the information in all of these text messages were redacted. The recent drop also confirmed what everyone already knew, that Epstein liked girls who were under 18, but that's not a shocker.
Right.
Honestly, I have gone through a lot of these documents and spent a good amount of time doing it. I can tell you now, it felt like a complete waste of my time. Everything is either redacted, blurred out, and some of it is even purposely misleading. It's like they released the files but still found a way to hide all the important information.
The shit, yeah.
And that's exactly what their plan was all along. I never expected them to release